Hello, welcome to Heroes of Might and Magic 2. For this game, I'm going to be showcasing the power of Necromancy, the power of Necromancer in Heroes 2, and I'll explain a few differences to Heroes 3. And then interspersed amongst those comparisons, I'll mention as well what's kind of different in the unofficial, the community mod, HOTA, in Heroes 3. Because that actually made some pretty significant changes to Necropolis in Heroes 3, but for this video we'll focus mainly on Heroes 2. So I'm going to do a classic 1v5 on Impossible, of course. Now, Necromancer starting stats, as you can see, it's the same as a Necromancer in Heroes 3. Wisdom and Necromancy, of course, spellbook, and all Necromancers start with haste. So the thing is, they don't get many flying or ranged units. As you can see here, you got this makes skeletons, then zombies, then mummies. These are just basic walkers. And then things really kick off when you get the mansion. This lets you build vampires. Now, normal vampires, just like in Heroes 3, like they're okay, but the real unit you want is the Vampire Lord, because it gives them that regeneration or life steal. Then you get the Liches. Liches in this one, they're very expensive and very low HP, so sometimes I just don't like to build them at all. They're interesting though. They got a high defense skill, but low. I don't have the well yet, so I can't look at the trips that way. But they've got high defense skill, but low HP, so they're very vulnerable to magic. And then of course we have the laboratory, which is essentially your dragon vault, and costs a little bit of everything. Only 10,000 gold though, and each bone dragon only costs 1,500 gold. So they're actually very, very good for what they are. Or very good for what they cost, I should say. So this is a bit of a water map. Getting that hideous mask was a bit of a setback, but I think I can still make it work. Pretty familiar with this particular map, so it shouldn't be too difficult, I think. Interesting quirk in this game, if you build a boat, it counts as building a structure for that day, unless you've already built a structure. So if you build the boat first, you can't build anything else. So it's a bit weird, but if you ever play it, then there's something to keep in mind. At least on these maps, there's quite a few maps that have water. The only way to get a shipyard is inside a castle, so you can't find a shipyard just anywhere like you can in Heroes 3. The ones that are placed on the adventure map, and you can visit them and then purchase a ship. Right now I'm just trying to get as many heroes out onto the field as possible. Penalty of Death, that might come in handy later. Ooh, that's really nice. Yeah, when it comes to Necromancy, the first main difference is that the number of skeletons raised is based purely on number of corpses. Doesn't matter how much HP they have. So you could kill 100 peasants, and if you've got basic Necromancy, that means you get 10 skeletons. So if you find peasants wandering on the map, then getting a Necromancer into them is very beneficial. So a little bit of a nerf there between Heroes 2 and Heroes 3. Very tempting to go through here. Maybe I can go through here. Skeletons are a fair bit stronger than goblins. Okay, looks like I'm not going to be able to win this. Too many skeletons there. Almost had them. So Necromancer starts off really weak, because you don't have ranged or flying until a fair bit later. Once they get going there, they're very good. Flying on impossible difficulty, of course, is challenging, starting with no resources and all. Send Manly back as well to get Magic Arrow. It's actually pretty rare to get Magic Arrow on level 1. Big difference in Heroes 3 is that you seem to get Magic Arrow like 90% of the time. First thing I noticed when I played Heroes 3 for the first time. One of the, not the very first thing I noticed, but one of the earlier things I noticed. That guy's already there. Maybe if I hide here, he won't come and get me. Okay, got one skeleton back. Need to build a Thieves Guild to get the mansion for some reason. Bit of an odd requirement there. Now if I wait a day, I can cast an extra magic arrow, so I'm going to do just that. Oh, on the other hand, this guy's actually got a pretty decent army. Nice. Oh, so far I've gained more skeletons from joining than I have from Necromancy. That'll all change soon. So zombies and skeletons both do 2 to 3 damage. Zombies have 1 more attack skill, but skeletons actually have more defense skill. Zombies have a lot more HP though, of course. Still need crystal to get the mansion. Sorry, not the mansion, the laboratory. And now I just need a lot of gold. So I'm not going to be able to get it this week, but that'd be pretty ambitious. Tempted to get this, but I'll actually go for the laboratory. So if I haste my guys, even though this is very fast and this is very fast, the orc will go last for the round and then I'll get priority. So the skeleton can attack the wolf. Might as well do that to save a skeleton or two. Okay, I've got the laboratory now. There's an enemy right there. Scoop up as many of these chests as I can. I'll wait for the start of the next week, buy all my trips, and then I'll go. Okay, if she has Holy Word, I won't be able to escape. But otherwise I should be able to. The Greater Druids will go. Chances are she'll just cast Steel Skin or something. Something pointless. And even if the Greater Druids get Morale, that won't matter. I'll get the next move, so should be okay. I can take it out of Greater Druid on the way up. Similar to Liches, very low HP, but they're actually a lower level than Liches, so you get more of them. And a lot cheaper. Okay, I didn't see that guy. I think I'm away though, because he's... Oh, he does have average speed units, maybe he can reach me. Actually, between Celia and Ranlu, I think Celia is the better choice. Having ballistics, that'll make it better for besieging the enemy city. Now the upgraded mansion, as you can see, costs similar to the upgraded estate in Hero Street. 10 crystal, 10 gems, this is where it all began. And then the random 5 wood there as well. A lot more gold though, 4,000. I think the upgraded estate, I think maybe it's 2,000 gold or 3,000 gold in Hero Street, something like that. As for spells, Blind and Cold Bay. Well, Blind will definitely be helpful later, but these purple guys are Necromancers, so Blind won't actually do anything to them. But Blind, of course, is a very useful spell to have. As well, take the spreads. Tempting to build. So as you can see there, 7 attack, 12 defense, but only 25 health. Will do it. I do have a plan. That plan is to attack this shipwreck thing, that's it. Now the Liches have the AoE attack. There's no death cloud in this game, it just damages everything. So as you can see, both units took damage, even though this one's undead. So it makes Liches not that useful, because you wind up in these situations where if you're going to attack, you're going to hit your own units. Yeah, obviously that's no good. Okay, I expected sprites to do more damage there. Leveled up, got more skeletons, and 5 grand. So I'm going to use Rebecca to restock. Ariel will supply Rebecca, Rebecca will supply Celia, and then I'll go for an attack. Their town is just in that bottom right bit there. Meanwhile, Ranlu can level up. Yeah, this is the main thing, the Bone Dragon. Might as well get the vampires. Would prefer Vampire Lords, but I don't have the gold for that. Actually, I'll just hold those in reserve for now. With Imbecilia. So this here, these peasants, I'll do have an advanced necromancy, so this should be a good or somewhere between 10 and 20 skeletons. So that'd be nice. Actually want all these levels to get, all these heroes to get this magic. Might be helpful later on. I also want to wait a couple of days for them to take their troops out of the castle. There you go, 17 skeletons, just like that. So you can see I'm starting to build up a bit of a power stack of skeletons. 298 damage, not bad. Okay, I was actually hoping that would be advanced ballistics. But that will have to do. So I'll send Ranlu out next. Now Ranlu, if you've played Hoda, Horn of the Abyss, you may recognize him. I think it's a he. I think he's there to replace Galthrain. I think he's like the skeleton specialist, considered to be overpowered or something. Okay, looks like they've taken the troops out. So should be able to just kind of walk in here. This guy will probably come back to try and take it back. Okay, they built up some of their troops. 2 power liches, not too bad. 4 bone dragons then, it's going to be a problem. Now these liches will absorb some tower shots, as well as the bone dragon attack. Now the best thing for bone dragons, basically you want slow, which I don't have. I do have 4 spell power though, so I will. Thinking either cold ray these or cold ray these. I'm going to lose first move shortly because I'm going to lose my liches. Anyway, we'll just attack the bone dragons for now. I'm going to bunch up my units because that'll make them susceptible to liches. Yep, just like that. All my liches are gone. may have noticed his magic arrow did 40 damage, even though it says there he's only got 2 spell power. He actually has 4 spell power because they've got the storm, which is this. It's like the brimstone storm clouds that Inferno has. Okay, that probably should have went in there because now I'm blocked off. These towers are doing a lot of damage. Easiest way to get rid of liches is with magic. And just like that, all my bone dragons are gone. Yep, so this is why I want to advance ballistics. As you can see, still haven't even popped the towers yet. Pretty costly, but captured their castle. Now I just need to survive. See that this is a storm, plus 2 spell power. Death wave, chain lightning, very nice. So hopefully that guy down there doesn't have advanced wisdom. But I do, so I can cast chain lightning. Still 1 day away by the looks of things. So I've replenished my mana, so that's something. But it's going to be close. And if he does have chain lightning, it'll be very close. So I'll build some power liches. This is just to bait out attacks and to gain first turn. I'm actually going to cheese this a little bit. So she's only got 2 spell power. Yeah, so she's level 1, so she won't have chain lightning. These 14 vampire lords are a bit concerning there. Trying to get her to burn through her mana. Make it slightly easier for on the defense. So I'll get first strike. I'll hit the vampire lords with chain lightning right off the bat. That'll kill 5 of them. I think the towers will shoot them as well, so it should be down. I think there were 14. So after hitting them with chain lightning, and the towers will probably target them. Should put it down to about 7 or 6, so I think that'll be manageable. I can hit him with the liches as well, so I think I should be able to win that. Anyway, we'll find out soon. This guy also has advanced wisdom, so I'll send him over. Alright, let's see how we get. Alright, already taken out a good amount of them. Should be able to kill 1 more with these liches. As you can see, it doesn't explain how much damage they've drained or how many have healed. It's a bit I personally find it to be a bit inconsistent, but maybe I just don't have the understanding. Oh, I've actually got the +2 spell power as well. I forgot about that. So Chain Lightning did even more damage than I thought it would. Just like that, all the liches are gone. Alright, there we go. Now, luckily she was only a level 1, so newly recruited. Made things a little bit easy. Ariel only has basic wisdom, so I won't bother sending her over there. Ooh, there is another guy. This shouldn't be a problem there. So I do have powerful magic. I don't think he'd actually attack once I built this stuff. Okay, so he is the higher levels and he has Chain Lightning. You can actually cast it one more time. So he's not afraid to cast it. And here's another thing, even though on the troop it says morale is awful, which is -2 by the way. If you right click on the hero you see that morale is treason. So the -1 from the Bone Dragon gets applied to the hero's morale, which obviously carries on to the troops. But that they're saying morale awful, that's actually misleading. So if that was morale normal and then his morale was poor because of the Bone Dragon, the actual morale would actually be poor, which is -1. So yeah, a little bit weird, but that's how it works. What I'm going to try to do is use the vampires to drain life. If that keeps happening, then I'm in business. I don't think it's going to keep happening though. Unfortunately, he's immune to curse. He must have the artifact that makes him immune. So probably, yeah, there you go. Probably going to lose those. Was worth a try. So lost a lot of troops to his chain lightnings, but got all these artifacts. Yeah, there's druids everywhere. So yeah, that's Heroes 2 Necromancer. These skeletons will keep building up. In the meantime, I'll just build Vampire Lords and Bone Dragons. Building this other stuff is not really any much point to doing that. But I think out of all the towns in the two games, like all the factions, Necromancer in Heroes 2 is the most similar to its counterpart in Heroes 3, which is Necropolis. I think other towns like Sorceress compared to Rampart or Wizard compared to Tower, they're actually quite different. And I think the Black Knights in Heroes 3 are a very nice addition. Just gives them something with a little more meat. Which I think they do need. Gonna try and build up a large stack of Vampire Lords now. If you get that critical mass of Vampire Lords, they do become a bit ridiculous. Exactly 60 damage, pretty nice. Yeah, the cost of Vampire Lords and the fact that you don't get as many makes them not quite as good, I think. On the other hand, they can drain life from anything, including undead and golems. So in that sense, they're definitely better. Oh, oops. Well, I made a mess of that. As you can see, the Vampire Lord is regenerating HP. Now if I attack, I should get a vampire back. Yep, there we go. Now I can proceed to get some pretty good efficiency out of these things. Ariel has some decent magic, so I will put her in there as a defensive hero. Ooh. I did not see him come in. Which is a little bit sloppy. That's one of the... You play on... I saw him coming down, but I didn't think he was that close to the town. But if you play on this enemy speed jump, then that's what can happen. I think he must have had some pretty decent movement. Not really sure how that happened, but obviously wasn't paying enough attention. She managed to squeeze in before I could. Try and soften her up a little bit, burn through her magic. Wow, she is very, very strong. Much stronger than I expected. Now trolls do regenerate, so it might be tempting to use Cold Ray on that, but won't be efficient. Or at least it'll be partially wasted. I'm actually going to go back to hit this guy because I think she's got some pretty good artifacts. And I do have blind, so I should be able to be pretty abusive here. And Chain Lightning, of course. Start with Chain Lightning and then maybe move on to blind later. So this Bone Dragon has 15 attack. Goblin has 6 defense. Actually, I'll just blind the goblins. So unless she casts anti-magic, I should be okay. This hero is 2 blind, which is pretty overpowered, but there we go. Well, this scroll is really nice, but I was actually expecting more artifacts than that. aerial back in there. Okay, I didn't see her land either. And, I don't have a lot of gold then. Gonna get the storm. One lich just to absorb the shots from the sprite. It's gonna come down to how powerful her magic is. And I'm hoping that will be enough. Oh, I actually get first move as well, that's nice. So I think I'm gonna win this, but just barely. Okay. Pretty close. But being a sorceress, lots of knowledge, but not a whole lot of spell power. Both my sorceress and the enemy sorceress. But that's why I had to build a storm to get some extra. Let's bolster spell power a little bit. So I've advanced ballistics now, that'll make things a lot easier. Gonna lose 1 or 2 bone dragons no matter what. This is risky, but I really want to try and get Vampire Lord back. Even though it says 17 down there, it doesn't actually update, but I didn't lose a Vampire Lord, as you can see. I'm gonna get rid of some of these artifacts that don't do anything for me. So I've got immune to curse, immune to paralyze, immune to hypnotize. None of those actually affect undead anyway. I'm gonna wait in there to get my mana back. I want to finish this guy off before he comes back and takes the town again. Meanwhile, I need to keep an eye out for that hero that I took out. She was pretty high level. She had 11 attack skill and didn't have a single attack skill artifact, so it's pretty good. Alright, I'll let him go. Summon boat. Yes, I do. I'm gonna actually attack one of the enemy lakes. Let's check on these towns before someone attacks me again out of nowhere. Okay, that was completely preventable. So when it mismorals, it actually moves to the next thing. But it didn't alternate to my Vampire Lords. So skipped the druid that was in melee range and moved on to the druid that was not in melee range, so it was able to shoot, kill a bone dragon. So that's a bit unlucky, although I could have quite easily have done things differently to prevent that. So sometimes it's better to play it safe, because otherwise that happens. It should be enough. So bone dragons are really good, but they are fragile. Okay, that guy came back again. Now I have chain lightning there. So that was very, very close. He almost got me again, but I wasn't really paying attention. It was a good thing that Ranlu leveled up to get advanced wisdom, so I can cast chain lightning, because I actually thought I was going to lose that. probably lose a Bone Dragon again. See if I can stop it there. Okay, another Bone Dragon, but took out a lot of troops. Good trade. Now I have an expert ballistics. Also took out this town. I think that's green basically dead. So as you can see, pretty similar efficiencies, but not having Black Knights and Liches being very limited in their usefulness while being really expensive. Means the army composition's a bit different. Because in Heroes 3 I would build Vampires, Liches, Black Knights and Dragons, Bone Dragons. But in this I don't really bother with the Liches. So they're just not worth what they cost. Okay, here comes a very strong guy. I could build these 15 Liches. 12 defense skill probably would actually be good against what this guy has. Absorbing the shots. I will get a couple of them though, just to absorb a couple of shots. And then meanwhile, we'll get the dragons. And the vampires, of course. So his range units will go first, and I can see what I can do. So even with the 12 defense skill, they're doing a huge amount of damage. Now he does have 8 attack, that's probably why. So here, morale says good, but it's actually neutral morale. As you can see when I right click on him, morale normal. Bit weird, but that sort of thing has been improved in Heroes 3, of course. Now Rebecca is a sorceress, which means she has lots of knowledge. So I can keep casting these blinds. And just take things out one by one. Okay, went pretty well. She got one more spell power, one more attack, which is really nice. That'll make the towers do more damage, so it makes her better defensively. Pretty much as a defensive hero, I mainly want attack and spell power. She's already got quite a bit of knowledge, so don't really care about getting more knowledge. If she's gonna use all 50 spell points in a battle, the battle's probably over already. Alright, I've secured this lake. So I'll move up to up here. Now this artifact's just sitting here. Now you might be wondering why. Either it's guarded, unlikely. But more likely, probably costs a lot of resources to pick it up. Either that, or you need to be you need to have leadership, because this is all necromancers and stuff. They weren't able to pick it up, but we'll see. Alright, that's the end of Gwyneth, unfortunately. Yep, there you go. Yeah, 3,000 gold, 5 sulfur. Definitely worth it though, because this thing increases mobility, increases movement on land and sea. So very, very good, especially for this map, because this map has both. Starting to really build up skeletons or bone dragons. That might have been hasty, and that looks like it was okay. Won't be able to buy anything else there for now. As you can see, she's got a lot of movement now. There was a... oh no, still got one more skill slot left. And I can take out Jacqueline again. I've already got all her artifacts, but... see if I can take her out and then recruit her. No, I'm not going to let that happen. Now I need to actually not lose this town again. That'd be good, I think. Just take one power lich to get first turn. Then I can hit it with chain lightning. Oh wow, okay. She just had a whole lot of movement. So that happened. Good thing I took the troops out, but still, that's really not what I was expecting. Now this thing here, Xanadu. This is the Heroes 2 version of the Library of Enlightenment. But it only gives +1 attack and +1 on each skill instead of +2, because the skills are essentially halved in Heroes 3, or doubled in Heroes 2, however you want to look at it. So like one attack skill, plus 10% damage in this, whereas in Heroes 3 it's plus 5. Okay. Not really sure what she's going to do. Okay. Oh, whoops, I didn't see that the Medusas have become unblinded. Okay, there we go. Didn't lose too much. Burned through all my mana. Yeah, that's why she had the those boots. Those boots give you a lot of extra movement. Now I should be able to waltz in here. I don't think there's any magic wells around here. Not sure where the closest one is. Maybe this map doesn't even have magic wells. So it might be close. Hopefully I can do it. Otherwise that's pretty embarrassing. Now, even though my catapult missed, the reason it still fired twice is because I've got the Ballista of Quickness, which is an artifact that makes it shoot twice. Okay. Alright, this town is pretty difficult to hold, but I'm doing it okay, I think. Still got it for now, but I'm waiting until the next time they just swoop in and take it again. They seem to really like doing that, this particular town. Okay, I'm going to pause it there. Hopefully you've enjoyed. And if you've watched my previous videos, I hope the microphone situation, the sound, the volume of the sound is a bit better. But let me know what you think. And I'll see you next time.